Hello darlings, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anja and I love beautiful experiences, beautiful places, beautiful things, and I love sharing them with beautiful people like you. So I'm out here in the park. I just had breakfast. It is a beautiful, beautiful day, hence the sun. And I wanted to come on here and share my thoughts about the decentering men movements. And I said, because it seems like there are many of them. On my timeline, or my feed, my algorithm feed, I watched one video, one video by Chrissy about decentering movement, decentering men, and all of this 4B movement stuff started popping up on my feed. So I thought about it. I was like, decentering men, and why smart women don't care. Smart women do not care, and I'm going to share with my points or my viewpoints in 4 main bullet points about why smart women should not care about decentering men and all of the movements that are going on out there. Point number 1, smart women do not need a movement to tell them how to live their best lives. Smart women are too busy actually living their best lives, whether a man is the focus or desire of it or not. There have been a million movements out there, and I feel like now with social media, there is a movement, at least 3 movements every quarter. At least 3 movements a quarter. So it could be, okay, we got the hypergamy movement, we have the luxury movement, we have this movement, we have that movement, and it seems to change rapidly. So smart women know and understand that movements are like every quarter, and they don't need to pair and group themselves with a mindset that may be very, very temporary for where they're at. You have the trad wife movement, and you have the anti-trad wife movement, and then you have the movement to counter the ad wife, trad wife movement. It's too much, and it's ridiculous. It's a lot of groupthink also. Point number 2, and this goes hand in hand with point number 1. Be careful and cautious of the things that you speak out of your mouth. And if you're having a movement every quarter, and so just say for instance, January, I don't want a man, I don't want to be bothered with men, I don't even want to look at men. And then May, it's like, oh gosh, I desire a man. All of those things that you spoke out of your mouth in January are still working to come into fruition for May, so that by the time you change your desires and intentions for May, it goes up in the air because your words had already gone out before you. They had already made room for you. So then you're sitting back and you're wondering like, well, why is nobody looking at me? Why is nobody talking to me? Why do I have this energy? Because you already exuded it by the movement that you decided to kind of be a part of back in January. Our words are powerful. Our words create worlds. So if you are living the best life that you possibly wanted, it's probably because you spoke it into existence and you really did the things to make it happen. And if you're not, and there are things that you want to improve about your life, and start speaking the things that you truly desire to see. So if you feel like there are no men who ever ask you out on a date, or there are no men who seem viable for you, speak out of your mouth. There is a man for me. There is a man out there who desires me and who I desire, and we can be mutually compatible. Start speaking those things. I understand that it's challenging. I am not into the red pill, blue pill, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. I'm not into any of that, but because I watched a couple of videos, they've come across my path, and I understand it. It's a lot of toxicity from very broken people out there who are spewing broken things, and they're loud about it. They're so loud about it. So it feels like a personal attack, but when in reality, it's really not. They are saying something that's so general based on their experience and their perception of something, and it has absolutely nothing to do with you. So be careful about the movements that we choose to align ourselves with. Be careful about the words that we say, and be careful about the intentions that we choose to take on, because just because someone says something does not mean that you have to be in agreement with it. You could truly be like, nope, that's not for me, that's not mine, I don't hear it. What is it, the old, with the monkeys? Like, you see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. let's bring that back into fruition, because all of that other stuff is not ours. You can look at it and be like, that's not mine. Which leads me to my point number 3. So this is for women out there, because obviously it's smart women that I'm speaking with. And yes, you are a smart woman. If you are working on living your absolute best life, you're drinking your water, you're humbling yourself before the Lord, you are praying, you are working, you are practicing discipline with your money, your finances, and your food, your body. Like, you're just doing the things that you really desire for your life. And you are being led by the Lord. You are being led in the direction that you know you're supposed to be going and that you do desire for your life. My thing is this, and this is another thing with the movements. Would you not think that there is another individual in this vast world with billions of people? We got billions with a B. Would you not think that there's not some other person out there equally working on himself to meet you? Like, and when you guys come together, you guys are balanced and you meet each other where you're at. I did not say perfect, because that's not true. But you guys are balanced and you're meeting each other where you're at, because you did all of this work in becoming whole. Him on the other side is doing all of his work to become whole. And you guys meet together and you're whole pieces, not half pieces. So think about that. That's my point number 3. Like, be mindful that the things that you desire, there's someone else who desires it for themselves. And I'm not saying they desire it for you in intention with meeting a woman and like, okay, I want her to love me for this and that and the other, but they're doing it because they also want to live their best lives too. Bye. Oh, such a cute little dog that just passed me. But my point number 4 is tying around the mindset, and the mindset of being careful who you listen to, be careful about the movements that you join. Think consciously that if you're doing these things, there is someone out there who is equally doing those things for himself too, so that when you guys meet together, it'll be wonderful. But also be careful of who you listen to. Just sitting back and observing and watching some of the things and the people who are speaking against or speaking for, you know, sharing their testimony, sharing their stories really about how they had gotten married young and they had nothing, and then the man took everything and he didn't want this, that, and the other. I say this, and it's because I'm noticing a trend that I really don't like, and that trend is a lot of young women are so full of fear. They're like scared to death. They're scared to meet a man. They're scared to fall in love with the wrong man. They're scared to have kids. Just a lot of fear. And I live by the motto of it's better to have loved and lost than not loved at all. Because everything can teach you a lesson. Everything really can teach you a lesson. So in order to have that mindset, that means that you have to be like fearless. Now, granted, I am an adventurous person. I'm very granola. You can take around and look at my channel and see that. I'm very granola, so I don't, I tend to just kind of jump and dive head on sometimes. It's been a beautiful thing for me most of the time. Sometimes it's gotten me into some stuff, but most of the time it's beautiful. But when it comes to relationships, I can say that there is not one relationship that I've been in that did not teach me something beautiful, that I didn't get a chance to see some things in myself that's like, I want to change that. Or that really actually helped me to become a better person. It all goes hand in hand. It's like, okay, I want that. So you won't have that if you choose to stay away from opportunities and whether it's friendships. Now, I'm not saying give all of yourself and share and keep nothing for you, because there's balance. And that's one of the things too that goes back into it. We have to put balance back in the center of things. But don't be scared to live out there. And I see a lot of the older women who are saying this to the younger women, but they had their marriages. It wasn't all bad. Otherwise, I'm sure you would have either not entered it at all or left way longer. And I doubt you probably would have had kids. I'm not saying anything against domestic violence and all of that kind of stuff, but I doubt you would have had children. And even your children, you end up loving your children. there's just so much fear amongst young women for like this perfectionism. There we go. It's like this attitude of perfectionism, as if we've fed people something that don't make any mistakes. Don't, like, everything has to be right. Everything has to be perfect. No, that's not true. And even some of the women that I see speaking these things to younger women, they're married with kids. And you trying to tell me it was all perfect, or did you actually work through some things with that person? So let's just be mindful of also who we listen to. Does it even feel right in my spirit? Sometimes we can listen to things and it can sound like a nice earworm, kind of like junk food. And before we know it, we're, or we have this just like a angry spirit that wasn't even ours. It's not even ours. It's not even yours. That belongs to somebody else and their choices. So let's be cognizant of all of that. So those are my 4 points about decentering men and why smart women really don't care. This is not a, what is it called? Oh my God, let the men live. Like, this is not that kind of thing. This is 120% about you. And over here, we love to live well and live beautiful lives. And the way that we live beautiful lives is by, you know, allowing beauty in the heart, beauty in the mind, change, correction into our hearts. So glad you guys came. I hope if you found anything in these points, let me know in the comments. Good or bad, agreeable or not agreeable, it's all good. There's no one size fits all here, but yeah, once again, I'm Anja, and take care, darlings. Have a good one. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I provide a lot of content that is focused on beauty, that's focused on wellness, that's focused on relaxation, spas, all that kind of stuff. But I also do come in and talk about matters of the heart. So until next time, have a good one.